All right, so I've been running the city in between the last episode and the start of this one for about 10-15 minutes just to see what happens. And like I said last time, things are starting to fall apart. You can see our negative points here for internet, garbage services, and healthcare coverage. You can also see our mortgage not keeping up, and of course you can see the trash logos everywhere. And we have a little bit of high rent over here for some reason, and I don't really understand why. Very random, I don't really know. But I think we're gonna get started here. So, development points. I went ahead and unlocked a bunch of stuff. I went into our education. I unlocked fire services. I unlocked the fire station. Police station. I unlocked the police headquarters and the welfare office. Then I went into parks. I unlocked the park maintenance and the sports parks. And I also unlocked the telecom tower so we can start offering some internet services to our citizens because they're starting to complain, which completely makes sense. There's no internet coverage at all in the city. So living here would be awful. And if we get a telecom tower, they're a bit massive, but they're kind of relative. They're only $12,000 a month, which is pretty cheap. And they offer 20,000 gigabytes per second internet coverage, which I think will just cover pretty much everything we need. Now, if we put this kind of central to our city, I don't know exactly where this could live. Maybe if we just shove it over here by the coast, would be a good spot for it, maybe? I'd like to get it up on a hill. How high can we go with this thing? It's like about there. So can we do something like that? Put it up here? Because technically you would want one of these on like the highest point you can find, right? But like, how could we get a road to this without like being super unrealistic? Have some crazy slopes. I think if we just plug it in on one of these roads, I think it'll be the best bet for that. Maybe it's a possibility. Where can we put this though? This is the logging place. Maybe even off of this road would be completely fine with me. We'll place it down like that, and I think that'll look fantastic there. Not perfect or anything, but I think it's going to be a good placement for it, at least for now. We can always move it and things like that if we need to, but I think for now, that'll be okay. And it'll get rid of this -2 internet coverage and just go into +5 because we have so much internet coverage now. We're still making about $10,000 per hour, almost $11,000 an hour again. I think taxes were brought up slightly for the rich by well-educated and highly educated, so they can pay just a tiny bit more, and I think that'll be okay. Next thing I want to tackle is the poor garbage services. Now, for this, we need to be careful. We don't really have the funds to take care of this at all, and it's going to be a bit of a problem. Now, garbage services is actually only becoming a problem in these two pre-placed buildings, so I think if we just let it exist for a bit, I think it'll be okay. I think a bigger thing that we need to do is take care of our death care and medical services. That's really struggling right now. I went ahead and unlocked, of course, the crematorium. Now, if you look at our crematorium, how much is this thing? Ooh, the French crematorium's smaller. You can actually plug this into like some of these row homes and things like that. I think that'll look pretty nice. Would you want to live next to a crematorium? Is that a thing you would want to do? Or would that be horrible? Would this live in a commercial district? Or an office district? Or would you put it with your industrial stuff? That's a question I've always asked myself because I really don't know where to put that kind of stuff. It's probably not good. So what we'll do is we're going to get a crematorium. And this crematorium is going to live, we're going to use Move It for now just because I don't want to spend the money. It gets expensive. We'll just put this right there for now while we do stuff. And I want to get the crematorium and healthcare services kind of central facing the city because it's kind of, I think it's the most important city service you can provide. And I think if we offer this, it'll be okay. Now, this is a basic clinic. I think if we just demolish this just like that, we'll save the money on that, and I think it'll be better off because we would provide more with like, you know, without creating more space. Now, if we get a modern medical clinic, the one we had here was a small medical clinic. It has 3 ambulances, 25 patients capacity. If we need more ambulances, it's going to be the biggest thing. A European medical place is not bad at all. I actually like how that looks. Now we're down to $260,000, so we have to be careful while we're doing this stuff. And the crematorium will live in this corner right there. Obviously, we can just move it over just slightly with our... Oh, guess we can't move it. That's perfectly in the corner already. This thing has room for upgrades, so I assume it'll just go into this area or something. I don't really know. We're down to $9,000, so I'm going to let the game run. Now, what I'm going to do at the same time is we're going to start emptying out this facility here. There we go. We'll get rid of the cemetery. I know it's not historical, but I want to save the money, and we're starting to like lose a little bit more money than we were, so I want to save as much money as possible and earn back as much as I can, because right now we're going to start bleeding money. Now, people are going to be happy with this healthcare coverage. You can see healthcare coverage is not going to be a problem anymore. It's not here at all. Now, we also have reliable mail service, which I don't even think we have mail services put down. So I don't really know where that's coming from, unless we have a mail facility put down somewhere. Oh, we do have a mail place. Tiny little mail facility right there. I'm going to move this into like a commercial zone. It's only $19,000 to move it. I think it'll be okay. So I think if we do something like this street here, we're going to make it face the alleyway. Now, I know that's kind of weird, but I think it'll be okay. Now, we got to move this over slightly because it doesn't really make sense where it's at. But we'll move this over as much as we can into this building. Like that, maybe. There we go. And then we can easily grab these trees, move them into the grassy parts to make it feel a little bit more normal instead of just the trees in a parking lot. But I think this is a better home for it. Now, I know there's heavy traffic, but traffic is going to be something that's tackled relatively soon as we get closer to working on our public transportation. Now, ambulances are going out like crazy. This thing offers, how many ambulances? This thing offers 9 ambulances, which I think is really nice. Now, I wish it had more ambulances because it's kind of small. I probably should have checked how many ambulances there were. But it looks like we're going to be able to take care of a lot of this medical situation, at least over time, as our new hospital gets situated. Now, traffic might cause a problem with this. I hope our ambulances can get through without too much issue. You can see already here, we have an ambulance stuck here, so we might have made a mistake by getting this small hospital. Very good chance. We might need another hospital maybe in this area, like a clinic or something. I can just service this downtown area and take a little bit of that density off of the hospital, and I think that'd be a better bet. But for now, we'll just leave the 9 ambulances out there, and I think it'll be okay. I think we'll catch up, because now it doesn't say we have a lack of healthcare. So because we don't have that anymore, I think we should be able to take care of that. I hope so anyway. Population is still growing by about 34 per hour. I've kind of slowed down on growth because we weren't able to handle a lot of that traffic, and it's kind of scary if you're not too careful. So, okay, back to what we were doing here before I get too distracted. I'm kind of hyper right now. I don't know why I'm like all over the place. Go with something like this, get that nice connection there, and then that's pretty much completes this, and we're done. Episode's over. No, I'm kidding. Imagine. We're going to go back into here, go into parking, and we're going to grab some parking stuff. Now, we have to see what kind of parking structures would fit this area, as well as provide some relatively realistic parking. And I think having a massive dome parking kind of makes more sense. Now, a lot of the stuff might move long term once we upgrade the hospital once more in the future to get a bigger medical facility. But for now, I think it'll be fine. It'll provide the necessary medical services that we need for the area, especially right now. I mean, right now, everything's kind of calmed down a little bit, but long term, it's still going to be a problem. We have a lot of traffic coming into the city, and this happens usually almost in the day, because right now we're in the middle of the day, I believe, in the city. I have like the day-night visuals off, so you can't really tell, but look at this traffic. This is not good at all. This is actually backing up. We might have to do something with transportation today. My little slip lane worked temporarily, but only for traffic coming in. The going out part's what's causing all the traffic jam. Can we get a bigger roundabout here or something? Is that a thing we can do? We don't even have that unlocked. Can we go into roads and unlock roundabouts? Let's go on roundabouts. Is there an extra large roundabout? A very large roundabout. It's only 2 lanes. 2 lanes. Might be the biggest it gets. A couple of floral ones. See if these very large ones can get traffic a little bit better through there. It might be the pedestrians that are also going through here. This is why we need public transportation. Pedestrians are walking super far away, and it's making them cause a lot of traffic, which I'm happy that people are walking. It's healthy and things like that, but traffic is kind of a nightmare. Looks like a lot of this is already starting to clear up, so I think if we just let it run in the background, I think it'll just clear itself up. Right? Maybe. Because right now, this is the bottleneck right here. This is the bottleneck right here. I'm not going to place down any more housing. For some reason, house population growth is still skyrocketing, even though I haven't placed houses in a while. I'm guessing just buildings are upgrading or something over time, maybe, and there's like a bunch of people moving in, maybe. I don't really know. I think all of our housing is full. Let's look at our city metrics. If we go into, is it here? Is there like a house picture we can look at? What's this? Building level, no. Population, maybe. Unemployed, is there homeless? Moved in, moved away. Birth rate. Jobs, unemployment. Unemployment's 28%. We have a massive need for jobs right now. Massive need for jobs. Unemployment is 28%. I'm clearly not doing my job right now. Let's keep going though, okay? Let's keep going. We have a good start. Let's not stop until we're done. Now, this thing obviously has upgrades we can do for it, but I don't think we'll need it for a while. And if we do, they just attach to there. That goes to the side. We could probably like put this on like one of these roads over here or something, for example. Maybe across the street or something. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. That also goes inside, so that's not too bad at all. This public services center might have to be bigger than I imagined originally, but it's okay. We would call an eminent domain in this area and just take over that area, and I think it'd be fine. Now, medical and death care is completely taken care of now, and I think it's a very good thing. But I think what we have to do is do a little bit of decorating, because right now it looks completely boring. And we're going to do that just by taking some simple lindens here. We're going to make sure they're the adult size ones. Landscaping a bit later, but for now that's fine. Next project we need to take, undertake, not overtake. We need to figure out trash. And I think a lot of it is our exterior. Oh, what's happening? Oh, we have a massive car accident here. Oh no. And let's just delete that and let the traffic move. We can't afford to let traffic just sit there. You can see traffic already calmed down for the most part. I think if this clears out, we'll be good to go. I think getting the bigger roundabouts was definitely the way to go. For sure, the way to go. Yeah, traffic is already going insanely quicker. I like that. For some reason, this goes to a 2-lane. This should just be a 1-lane so people can just slip in and figure out where they're going once they're in, right? Because that doesn't really make sense. Maybe the double lane does make sense? I don't think it does. Okay. So what do we have issues with next? Traffic and poor garbage services, which I think the garbage services were having to do with the traffic, but it looks like it's not clearing up yet, even though we're, importing trash services. I feel like it's not enough. And I think that's a problem. We really need to get further down here so we can start expanding our industries into this area. Again, we could do housing over here, and I'm kind of tempted to do housing instead and take industry like across the bridge over here, maybe. Like do industry way over here. But I want to take a look at our resources. What kind of resources do we have? Let's look at our natural resources. We could do farmland here. We could do farmland here. Where's our wind going? That's a big question. We go look at our air pollution. Our wind's blowing this way to blow straight into the city. So I think what's going to be best bet is doing our industry area over here. So we're going to start expanding slightly towards that direction, and we need to almost immediately because we just don't have the land. What if I go with some? I don't have the money for this. Okay. This is very hard to plan without having all the space available to. So I'm not sure how we're going to do this. I'm just going to let the game run, okay? For you, it'll be 2 seconds. For me, it'll be several minutes. So we'll be right back because I have enough cash to do what I want to do, all right? See you in a sec. Okay, instead of waiting, I decided to just get a loan because that'll just go a lot quicker and save us a bunch of time than me having to sit here for 30 minutes while our money goes up. We'll do it that way. We'll keep the game running in the background. It's going to be completely fine. So what we'll do, we're going to unlock a bunch of tiles. We're going to unlock a bunch of tiles, not just a little bit. We're going to get a bunch, okay? And I think if we go with those 12 there, yeah, 12 tiles there, I think we'll be in a good spot. Yeah, we'll get these 12 tiles and we'll go from there. Now, this is 844,000. We have $1 million. I got a loan because I wasn't going to wait all that time for money. So that's why I did that. Okay. Now, in order to make this work, we need to get some highway access in this direction. How can we do that without leveling up? Because I don't have highways unlocked yet. One way we could do this is build temporary stuff here, right? But I don't think that'll be, I don't think it'll work. So if we build with like vanilla roads and things like that that aren't highway roads, it's going to just cause more chaos, I think, long term. I think leveling up our city is going to be the way to do this. And I think the way we'll do this is just by expanding our city just a little bit more. And I know that sounds like a horrible idea because of all this traffic we're already experiencing, but I think long term, it can be a valuable solution. Okay. So what we'll do, everybody's super happy now, by the way, which is really cool. We need to figure out what we can do, what we can build to get this done. Now, obviously, we've made a lot of progress so far just because of that progression and just because we're, you know, growing our population. People are happy, so XP comes in and we level up. But we need to expand our population and build a bunch more in order to make this work correctly. So I think what we're going to have to do, hear me out, we build something like a larger police station, for example. That'll give us more of what we need. Now we have this tiny little one, small police station, can't keep up with anything. We'll get rid of that. We'll back up that road. We'll clear some trees, just like that. And then we'll get a nice police station. And I think this will level us up in a way that we can get a little bit closer. I think if we get just a nice modern police station, I think it'll be fantastic. Now, I think it looks really nice, but it's also pushed back significantly, which I wasn't really expecting. And if I want a road going through here, I think we're going to have to place it like right here. We'll just move this as far to the corner as we can, because then this leaves room for our bigger fire station once we get that unlocked. I think that'll be fine, but we got a bigger police station now. Parking is already included because of, well, I mean, the building's already here, right? So has a couple of upgrades. What upgrades are these? Station pad with heli. Okay. This is 4 more patrol cars, goes on the side. And this gives us a small jail so we can house some more prisoners. So I think if we keep it relatively on this side, I think it'll make sense. They're about the same size. We put 1 and 2 just like that. It'll work. And then we have room for that road just right in the back. Now it'll be slightly off-centered, maybe. I think for now we'll center it and then we'll see if we can squeeze these in later on. Yeah, we'll just edge the road slightly over and I think it'll be okay. Because technically what we can do, something like this, okay? Let's get rid of these bushes or trees real quick. Just like that. And then what we can do is move that road over slightly. Now, if we look at this, how much? It's 50,000. That's a lot of money to put down. So I don't want to put that down just yet. If we get this, for example, it goes to the end of that foregrid. So if we go to the end of that foregrid and we draw this like here, that'll allow the room to build those extensions there and still keep that spacing that we've been having this whole time, like that. And I think that'll be a better way to do what I was doing there. So we'll go ahead and do that, and I think it'll be okay. So now we still got to get our connections here to get our parking system back in place, just like that. We'll get a nice connection from this corner there. And just like that, everything is reconnected again. I think it's fantastic. Gonna leave room here because of the expansion, so I'm not even gonna place any trees there. And again, we'll just put down our lindens again, and I think it'll be okay. It doesn't look too bad because then you have a coverage there from the trees. I think that's completely fine. Do a hickory, and then we'll do one of these. Well, I guess that first one was a birch, and the second one was a hickory, but you get my point. And I think that looks fantastic right there. Yeah, because you get that nice coverage back there, and I think it'll look okay. Plus, it provides another amenity to the area. People go to the park, maybe the hospital. Maybe they want to go to the park or something like that. Natural lighting and fresh air is very good for healing and things like that, so why not? Okay, We're ever so closer to level 6. What can we do next to get to level 6? Now, our education facility is completely overwhelmed. I think it's time to get a new high school. Now, a new elementary school, excuse me. So what if we want to get a new elementary school? What can we afford? Now, how many students does our current elementary school hold? The small one we have currently only holds 800 students. If we get a bigger one, like this European one, or even this community one, it holds 1,200 students. Now, that's a lot more students, and it's way less space. And it's actually only $1,000 more for 400 more students, which I think is a really good deal. So I think if we get this $25,000 community elementary school, it'll better serve our area. Now, I know probably shouldn't just delete it, but I'm going to say that they got funding from the state, and the state funded this, and go with that role play behind it and call it a day. Now, we can always put in a community playground that comes with the asset like this, and we can even get some expansion and extension wing, which I think will be necessary. How much is the whole 300 students? Why not? And I think we'll get the playground this time around. Because what kind of school does not have some playing facilities, right? We'll put this on the alley side so they don't walk in this public road, and I think it'll be okay. Now, if we could go in and just... Now, a big thing we're having now is we don't have enough money for high school, and we need more money for a high school because, well, our high school is full. Now, I don't think this one has any expansion classrooms. Oh, it actually does. So what if we go with an expansion classroom on this side? Just like that. And then we get our sports playground over here, our sports park over here, as soon as we have that unlocked, and I think that'll look a lot nicer. But this expands our ability to educate, and I think that's going to be really, really good. So we're going to go ahead and grab the lindens one more time and just draw in a nice row. There we go. Schools. 1,500 students already completely full. This is already completely full again, but at least we provided a couple extra classrooms for some more students, get some education levels up, and I think that'll be good to go for the city. This just actually takes forever to get these points up, and I thought it was going to be a lot quicker than this. So what can we do? I think we'll have to do industrial stuff next time and just focus on basic quality of life stuff for now. Unemployment rate is still insanely high though, so that's something we got to take a look at. We also got to move these train tracks to the other side. We have enough for train tracks. We don't have to unlock those because I want to move these train tracks over on the coastal side. So instead of allowing it to go under, we'll take it around the highways all the way around and reconnect it up here, only because we're going to have an interchange here, and it's going to kind of destruct a bunch of the stuff. Unless we can figure out a way to make it work, we're going to have to do some drastic changes there, which is completely fine. It happens all the time, and I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Again, traffic is already starting to collapse here, so it's kind of almost a necessity at this point to get better facilities, because we have a lot of pedestrians crossing, and I get it. There's no public transportation, so public transportation and moving this stuff and building more highways is going to fix a lot of the stuff, but it's just getting there and getting things working correctly going to be the biggest problem. We have buses unlocked and things like that yet, or do you have to? I guess we do have the bus depot. We can start getting buses in city. Also a possibility. Yeah, traffic is getting insane. Wow, this is actually nuts. Everything is going wrong already, which I kind of expected at this point, if I'm being honest, so I'm not too worried about it. I kind of like how this area is turning out, like that we're not overcomplicating it with too much vegetation and things like that, but I'm going to take some time to landscape, so bear with me. Okay, so I decided to also kind of put a bunch of vegetation in this area to just kind of fatten it up a little bit, because it was feeling kind of empty and blank, and it felt kind of dead. I feel like dropping a bunch of trees, and I feel like it makes it feel a little bit nicer and more blended into the existing area. I think it's fantastic. Traffic again cleared itself out, which is really, really good for now, but until that comes back, we can just pray that it doesn't come back, but it probably will. Did a lot of tree planting on this side too, and I think this looks really, really good. Obviously, this fire station will get replaced eventually, and then this police station will get replaced eventually. No, police station's already done. We'll replace the fire station, and then we'll be done with this area. I decided to not upgrade anything here once more, we'll just have a second city services kind of block, right? So we'll have another block of these somewhere else. And I think it'll look really nice just to have a couple of them spread out through the city. Obviously not just going to have one, because that wouldn't really make sense, but this will at least take care of everything we have going on right now. I think it'll just be a super good thing. We're back up to making $21,000, which is really, really good. We take a look at our loans. What do you pay back? Ah. Okay, I'm not gonna pay back loans yet because we need the money. Which is not good. I need to pay that back eventually. If not, we're gonna be in a weird place in the future, but I think it'll be okay. Now, we're almost at level 7. What else can we do to take care of this situation? Now, we have a ton of land. We can start pre-planning where we want our garbage dump to go, and I think that'll be a really good thing. Now, getting this right is going to be crucial because once we put it down, I don't want to have to move it in the future. So, if we have an interchange here, we'll have a road come out this way, and probably a medium road or something. Right? For now, we'll just draw this. Okay? Nice medium road there. And what we'll do is, how would this make sense? I'm trying to think of how this would make sense to do. Because I want to leave space kind of near the tracks so we can put in a train station here in the future. See, now we got to keep the tracks on this side because it only makes sense for the train station and cargo station and cargo network. And then, okay. There's a lot to think about. I think for now, what we'll do is something like this. We're going to get rid of these lights. We don't need traffic lights here. We're going to let traffic keep flowing. That'll be completely okay. Now, can we add yield signs? They're already there, which is really fantastic. That'll be good to go, actually. Get rid of those lights. Just like that. That'll be okay. Now, we need traffic to kind of head off in this direction. So how can we do this? I think if we grab a little bit of our complex curve tool, just kind of throw it off in this direction, and then we'll build off of what we built here. I think that'll be a good way to do that. Now this road, for now, will be a cul-de-sac, and I think that's okay. And then what we'll do, we'll get a secondary road, and we'll go with something like this. We'll go with something like this. That'll go off in that direction. Now this area here, I want to use as our garbage dump. It's up on a hill, and I think it's a good location for it because it'll just push it out of the way, and that's land that we don't have to use for something else, and it's going to be even more awkward in the future. So we'll get a landfill, and we'll place this landfill on this side road here to keep it off of the main road here. Keep traffic a little bit under control, at least for now. And we're going to utilize as much land as possible. We're going to go just to there. Just like this. That'll be okay. Okay. Now this needs water and power. How can we get that done? Well, we have water pipes here, but it's not going because of the highway. So I think just the cheapest connection, because we're kind of poor here. I guess pipes aren't that too expensive, are they? We'll run pipes underneath the highway. This is going to be enough. Oh, it was enough. Okay, I was kind of scared that the power wasn't going to be able to reach over here because it's kind of far. Looks like it was, so that's kind of a good thing. What's happening here? Traffic is just becoming a major problem again, so that's going to be fun to deal with. Now that we have a dump, our garbage services should start getting taken care of as this thing goes. Now, 20 vehicles, is that going to be enough? I don't really know. I think if we expand the fleet with an additional 10 trucks, I think it'll be okay. Just like that. We'll get 10 more trucks going out, and I think that'll hopefully not totally solve the issue, but I think it'll be completely fine as trucks start coming back. And I think we should be able to keep up with the demand now, which obviously poor garbage services is still a thing for now, but I think once these trucks get moving here, I think it'll be covered up. I hope so anyway. If not, then we did this for no reason, and that's kind of chaotic. It's always a possibility. We'll run a dirt road from here to there for now. Why not? No harm in doing so. I don't think so anyway. And then we'll get rid of that traffic light because there's no reason to have that there. Just like that. We'll keep traffic flowing nicely. And if trucks need to get to the industrial area a little bit quicker, they can take that dirt road and be there a lot quicker than hopping on the highway, going all the way around and coming back this way, because that wouldn't really make sense. I'm hoping these trucks can just take care of this demand. Now, what's our services like now? 4 garbage services still +2. If we go into our info services and we go into our garbage management, you can start to see our trucks start to take effect into all this area. As they do that, we'll see this start to improve. Now, how long is this going to take to completely improve? I think as they keep going here, you can start seeing them hitting all these buildings that are having the biggest issues. I think it'll handle this problem. Now, if we get a truck down here, this red zone, I think this will get rid of the -2 and even take it to a -1 probably. We have truck coming up the road here. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Okay, while I was waiting, it looks like the garbage finally hit that place, which is really good, but we still have now we have parking maintenance and road maintenance coming through here, which should speed up the speed of our roads because worn down roads go slower. And I was looking at our road condition and they were just all red. So that makes sense. There was more car accidents happening all the time, things like that. So I think getting that road maintenance depot was a very good move. Now we have a lot of parks. Maybe it might be time to get the park maintenance depot as well. Maybe that could be a beneficial thing for the community. I think we have to throw it into our industrial area. For now, we'll throw it next to our... Oh, level 7, which means you got the points. Before I do anything, we're going to unlock highways. And we're going to unlock intersections. Because the next episode I can go through and actually build the stuff that I need to build without having to worry about it. Now, trains. 1 point, we can mess with the tracks now that we have it unlocked, which is going to be really fantastic. Is there no... Where are the train tracks? Oh, there they are. Okay, so tracks we have unlocked now because of that. So we'll be able to actually go through here and expand that service here. Now, what's going on over? We have a lot of traffic again. A lot of traffic. Happens at least once a day throughout the day in the city. But it's just because of the incoming population. And just a bunch of industry traffic that needs to get through the city, but there's no way for it to get through here because of traffic. So maybe building a secondary interchange in this area here might be beneficial as a connection onto this main road here. We can get connection from both sides, and instead of making this a cul-de-sac right now, it'll allow for more traffic to come in from different ways and keep that traffic just a little bit more flowy. Now, once we get this industry, we'll be able to actually make this work. So right now, actually, we have the money to do this. So let's start making this move now. I guess what I should do, leave room for a geothermal power plant, if I'm being honest. Maybe we'll just put it on this side, because I think we'll rake in money for us. Okay, there we go. We got a bunch of industry coming in, and now what we can do, what I've wanted to do for the longest time, is get rid of this industry here. Just de-zone all of this stuff. Looks like we left a little bit of zoning here, but just with these last 3 buildings, we are completely set in getting rid of industry here. Now it's all going to hit this area. Now with this being super busy and me not having an interchange here, I think now's a good time to pause the game, just like that. And we'll figure out what to do here. Now we have interchanges unlocked. Now which interchange would make sense for this area? Probably something like this. There's something a little bit, maybe a trumpet interchange would make a little bit more sense. No, that goes into another highway. I guess we could just end the highway, quote unquote, and just put a major road there. That'll work. But now we have traffic heading off in this direction. I know this is a giant cul-de-sac still, and we probably need another interchange over here just to have a bit of a entrance and exit kind of a zone for this area. And I think it'll complete it. But I think for now, this will at least be able to handle the mess of traffic that we had there for a while, which is very, very good. We're going to go ahead and remove all the traffic lights here. No need for them. They're just going to slow traffic down. Just let it flow like that, and I think it'll be okay. All these trucks got to pull in and get out real quick. This business might need to move. That business is in a horrible spot. Can we move this? Can we scope over gun it and demolish that business? And hopefully that's a little bit better. Because that was kind of chaotic. All right. I think the problem was that was businesses zoning in on this side. So what if we instead find a better fix for this, okay? We forgot parking. That's important for industrial zones. So, sorry, buildings here. I think parking is a little bit more important than your business for now. And we'll get maybe a moderate parking lot. We'll get moderate parking on either side, just like that. I think that'll be okay. And then in between, we'll just grab a couple of trees. Nothing crazy. We'll just grab a couple of pines. And I think that'll be a little bit nicer. We'll go 10 meters separate. We'll go with anarchy, so we can place whatever we want where we want it to place. Just like that. A couple more pine trees coming in on this side. Fantastic stuff. Not gonna place any nice lindens over here, okay? Because it's a bit of a different environment, if you know what I mean. There we go. Just like that. And then what we'll even do for this area, we'll get rid of those. And we'll get a couple of low density businesses. Just put those right there. That's completely fine. Now my goal is to get some offices in this area as well. Some small density, low density offices and things like that. I think for now, that'll be good to go. Now what's our unemployment rate looking at now? 17% and dropping, which is very fantastic. We're starting to employ our population. Traffic is completely almost cleared on this side because now there's only one intersection to go through, gladly. And I think this is a move in the right direction. I hope so anyway. Here's our faulty connection here that's causing all these issues. Bam, just like that. Gets rid of that issue. Good to go. We're about $500,000, which is really, really good. And I think we're in a good spot to call the episode. Now, we did a lot of work today. A lot of it feels like very minor work, but I think it's a move in the right direction. And it's a bit chaotic today, but I think we'll be set up for the next episode to get up some initial public transportation. Not going to be anything crazy. We'll probably do buses, maybe some taxis, and what else is there? Actually, don't know what's there. Maybe start working on trains at first. We'll see what happens, though. I don't really know. I don't really make plans. I kind of just start the episode and start recording, and we'll see what happens. So we'll see what happens. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you very, very soon. But until next time, bye-bye.